Good morning to you. Welcome to my Facebook Live this morning. If you're watching me live, thank you so much. Please feel free to say hi so that I know that you're there. If you're watching on catch up or on YouTube, you're welcome to comment, but I won't see the comment interactively. But I do try and catch up with comments at a later time. So bear with me. I hope everybody's had a nice weekend, and it's certainly a bit cooler here today, that's for sure. So it's beginning to feel a little bit more autumnal. So the stamp set I'm using today is called Press On. As you can see, it's very much designed for coffee drinkers, also potentially tea drinkers. So it has two large images of cups. One is a takeaway cup and one is like a china cup. And then we have this set of 5 little different styles of takeaway cups. We have some extra bits and pieces, so we have the little coffee beans, a little heart, like a sun ray. We've got coffee is always a good idea in the steam. The word coffee, press on, and a cup of thanks in nice script. And then 2 other sentiments. All you need is confidence and lots of coffee, and hope your day is full of perks. So a fun stamp set. It is a red rubber stamp set and it is £20. What I like about them is these images are really easy to cut out. So they don't have any dies. It's a single stamp set on its own, and it was inspired by one of our $1 Million Achievers. So let me show you what we're going to make today, and also a bonus design from this stamp set, quite unexpected. So I hope the lighting is okay for everybody. Let me see who's caught up with us already. Morning Lynn, morning Tracy. Thank you for joining me. So this is the card design that I'm going to recreate. So I'm going to stamp the cups 4 times down, and I'm going to use our Stamparatus for that. So they're all nicely spaced and lined up. I've stamped these again and popped them up onto dimensionals, so you can see that particularly well, so that some of these are 3D. I stamped the little coffee beans and the sentiment, and then I've coloured all of that in places with our blends pens. And then on the inside I've just stamped the coffee beans across the bottom and coloured those in. So that's what I'm going to recreate. I'm going to have a colour change though. So this is very vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to change it to white, and instead of using red and green I'm going to use Magenta Madness and Granny Apple Green. So it's actually the same green but a much brighter pink. This looks almost Christmas colours, doesn't it, with red and green. So let me pop that to one side, and we're going to be using this main stamp, okay, which comes as 5 in a row. So let me get my Stamparatus out ready. Hi Julie. Oh, hi Sammy. Hi Molly. Thank you for joining me, everybody. So here's our Stamparatus. Let me put the stamp set out of the way for the moment. They always manage to be chopping hedges on a Monday morning. It must be, I don't know why they manage to do that outside my house every Monday morning, but they do. So I've got a layer here of Whisper White card, and I'm going to pop it on my Stamparatus here, like so. I'm going to pop my magnet on the side of that to hold it in place. And what I want to do is position this, oh dear, and then it's going to step itself down towards the bottom. Okay, now the reason I start at the top is that when I've attached it to the plate, if I just do that briefly, then what I want to be able to do is use the hinge here, drop it down and stamp it again, move the hinge down and stamp it again. So that's why I'm starting at the top of the plate, so the plate itself will move down. Now I could put my sentiment in any one of those slots. I happen to like it at the middle, but you could put it at the bottom. So let me put this in the correct place. I hope you can hear me over that. I haven't even got the windows open. Actually, I've got one window open. Let me see if I can shut that. Slightly better. Okay, so I'm going to position this up towards the top and hopefully have it centered, and pop the plate on, push it down in order to pick up the stamp like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the block underneath. Oh, okay, well that makes me feel slightly better. I have no idea why they have to do it right outside my house on a Monday. Oh, they're going away. Hooray. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in my favourite colour for stamping outlines, and that's Early Espresso. Going to ink this up, but I move that out of the way a little bit. Okay, now one of the benefits of the Stamparatus is that if I mis-stamp it, I get a chance to go back and make it darker. So that's going to be my top layer, like so. Going to drop it down by one. And do another layer, like so. And then this time, oh, it's a little bit under inked there. Let me just give it a bit more pressure. There we go. And then I'm going to drop this one by 2 steps so that I have the gap in the middle, because I quite like it like that. And I have to say, I have my coffee ready for when I finished. Well, ready to switch on when I finished here. Because I often make a cup of coffee just before, and then it's gone cold. And I don't like to be drinking coffee when I'm presenting. It's not particularly conducive, is it? Okay. So I've got 2 up, 2 at the bottom. Just make that a little bit darker. I think I moved that actually. Oh no, got away with it. Okay. Bonjour Fabienne. Okay, so that's my base design, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiments in the middle. Oh, one thing I want to do is stamp some more cups that I'm going to cut out. So let me just pop that back, and I've got a small piece of paper here that I can use. Just pop that in there and ink it up. There we go. So that'll give me 5 more cups to cut out. Let me wipe that down. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use the same sentiment, which is all you need is confidence and lots of coffee. and I'm going to pop that in the centre. I could do this on the Stamparatus as well, but I'm just going to do it by eye, she says. If I misstamp it, I'll put it on an extra piece of card. Like that. There we go. And then I've got the coffee beans ready. And I'm just going to pop some there. And then turn it round and put some there. Okay, so I hope that looks alright. So I am going to colour these in. I'm not going to sit and colour the whole lot though, I promise you. Because I've realised that my Facebook Lives are going on a little bit too long. So I'm going to shorten it slightly by not doing too much. So I've got our blends pens, so these are our alcohol markers, and I'm just going to colour in these coffee beans. Because these are quite small images, I'm not worrying too much about light and dark and shading, but obviously if you enjoy colouring and you want to build in some light and shade, you can do that using different colours of the blends pens. Okay, so I'm just turning this around so I'm not leaning against it, in case I've got any ink on my arm. There we go. And then I'm just going to colour in for now a few of these, and then I'll colour in some of these and cut them out. So this is a very straightforward design of card. So I've got light magenta madness, and these are all quite easy to colour in. You could do the whole thing, you don't have to do it in individual stripes if you didn't want to. There we go. And then let's do some wavy lines. Like so. Let's do a heart. And I've got Magenta Madness and Granny Apple Green. I'm going to use the darker one here as well. Let's do just do the dots on this one. Junk. So obviously you could sit and colour all of these in if you wanted to. This is the light magenta in the centre there, to give it a little bit of light and shade. And I've got crumb cake as well. This is my light crumb cake. This is the dark one. So I can colour in these bits, or I can colour in, you know, it's whatever really you want to add into the mix. Morning, Jacqueline. Oh, bless Jill, I hope he's okay. I just got kicked off on one of my Okay, right, let me do a little bit of green. So this is Granny Apple green. I've got dark and light. I just thought it was nice and nice bright funky colour really. I'll do that one there. Voila, that will do for now. And then I'm going to colour in some of these, and then I'm going to cut these out. So these are really simple to cut out, and what I found was you don't need to do the fine detail because it's just going to go on top of one of the other stamped images. Like that. Let's do this one. Like so. A little bit of light. Bit of crumb cake. So there's me saying I'm not going to do much colouring in, but here we go. And let's just do this one all over. Okay, that will do for now, as you can see where it's going to go. And then all I'm going to do is just cut these up and apply them to the top. So I say there's no dies for this, but they're very easy to cut out. And I'm just literally going around that edge very lightly, not even doing it in great amount of detail. Obviously, if you've got plenty of time, you could be a little bit more accurate. Like so. Voila. Now you might have seen on my Gemini Crafts page that we have a stamp sale coming up on Wednesday of this week. It's the 23rd. So if you're watching live or on replay within a day, I have details of the stamp sets that are on sale, and there's 15% off a complete mix of stamp sets. Just the stamp sets, not the bundles or anything. So I will be sending out an email today with that information on. If you're not on my email list, you can click on my Gemini Crafts Facebook page, and there is a link there to join my mailing list if you're not on it. And if not, just ping me a message and I will add you on if you want to be. Okay, so the sale only lasts for 24 hours. So my recommendation is, if you've got a wish list of stamps that you're looking for, is have that to hand and then compare that with the items in the sale as a good starting point. Okay, let's go with that as it is. So all I can do now is add these on wherever I want to. I can put it over different ones, but I tend to keep it the same because then the outline is the same. And then I'm going to put these on with dimensionals to raise them up like I've done on here. Now this looks quite different. This is on Very Vanilla and this is on Whisper White. So what I'm going to do is lay this up onto my card first and then add my layers on top. But before I do that, I want to just stamp some coffee beans for the inside. because I forgot to do that earlier. Okay, so I could do these top and bottom if I wanted, or just across the bottom. Like so. There's the postman. Like so. And I think I'll do some at the other side as well, on this one. I'm going off the edge. I'm going to wipe my surface down, so obviously just watch out you're not doing it on your best table if you do that and stamp over the edge. So these are all water-based inks, so they will just wipe off. Okay, so let me layer this up. So for this one I've gone bright. I've got a magenta Madness base card. I've got Granny Apple Green, and then my layer. So all those colours are coming together. So let me just do that. Make sure that's dry. Just going to use my seal on there. So this is like a dry glue on a roll, for want of a better description. This is going to go onto Granny Apple Green colour piece of card, and then onto my Magenta Madness. Obviously you can colour all of these in if you wish. I've only coloured in a few to stop you getting too bored. There we go. Right, this is going to pop inside, so I'll do that now, and then I'm going to add my 3D coffee cups to the top. I will also probably colour those coffee beans in later, like I have done on this one here. So there we go. And I'm just going to use our small dimensionals. These are perfectly sized. Put one on the back of each one. I hope you can see that all okay. Like that. And then I'm just going to scatter. So I've got 4 of these and I've got 4 lines. So I think what I'm going to do is probably put one on each line, possibly. Okay. This hasn't got much colour on it, has it, this line? Oops. Let me just reseat that one. There we go. And maybe you should put 2 little dimensionals on that big cut to stop it switching around, maybe. There we go. And then finally I've got a heart one. Which I could put on there. There we go. So obviously you can do those in any colours you like. Okay. And there's my coffee beans inside. So that's the main card I'm doing today, which I hope you like. Okay, Carol, thank you. So one thing I wanted to show you is an added bonus with this stamp set, and that is the centres of the 2 coffee cups are cut out for you so that you don't get too much ink. If I take this one out, you don't over ink the middle and then get an ink mark. So what you can do with those two pieces is keep them, pop them onto a block, and then ink them up like so. This is Sahara sand, and I put these quite close together, and these are perfect for a brick wall, like so. Stamp sort of in the middle. You can see how that's building up, and obviously you can have these further apart, you can have them closer together, whatever, but it makes a really effective brick wall just from the middles of the stamps. Let's do one more layer in here. So there is my added bonus. Just turn this round and finish it off. I know this is only a scrap bit of paper, but just to show you the technique. There we are. Now I've got a stone wall, rather, not a brick wall, like a stone wall. Just using the two inserts from the two large coffee cups. So when you do get spare bits of stamp, don't throw them away, do keep them, because you can make them into other things. So that's where they came out of the stamps, like so. Okay, and then I've just made a little brick wall there that you could have as a background to something. You could do that all the way over and put a coffee cup on top, or trees, or whatever you wanted. So that's my little extra bonus for today from the press-on stamp set. Now the sun's come out, it's glorious, they did say it would. So this is the card that I've done. As I say, I will do more colouring with that to finish it off. And then that's my inside with the coffee beans. So there we go, I managed to keep it to less than half an hour. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Doing something else with this stamp set, and I'll be able to talk more about what's in the sale. The class in a box ladies who've ordered the class in the box for this month, that should all go out to you today, all being well. So look forward to confirmation that you've received those in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy your day wherever you may be. Thank you for joining me. As I said, take care and look after yourself. Look after each other, won't you? And I hope you can keep crafting. Thank you so much. Bye bye.